Hello, welcome to another radio and television station, and I'm Kautri. Here comes the local news. In the face of riots looting the provinces of KwaZulu, Natal, Gauteng, and other South African localities, the Embassy of Vietnam in South Africa announced that the Vietnamese community residing and doing business in South Africa closely monitors the situation of instability in the area, does not go to the areas that are hotspots of instability, does not travel at night when it is not absolutely necessary, and need to be home by 8 p.m. The embassy also announced the emergency contact number for citizen protection on the embassy's official websites and social platforms. Currently, there are no recorded Vietnamese citizens affected in terms of life, health, and property due to the riots in South Africa. The Ministry of Health and Justice learned more about a possible combination of COVID-19 vaccines. The combination injection can also increase the reaction after vaccination. Previously, in the decision of allocate Pfizer vaccine, the Ministry of Health instructed that two vaccines can be combined. Several countries have considered and implemented the first dose of AstraZeneca vaccines and the second dose of Pfizer vaccines. According to quick records in these countries, the implementation of vaccination with two doses of different vaccines as above for the same subject still provides protection against the COVID-19. However, an increase in some common reactions after vaccination has been reported. According to a recommendation of the World Health Organization and the manufacturers, it is the best for each person to get a full dose of the same vaccines. In Vietnam, only in the case of a limited number of vaccines, Pfizer vaccines is preferred to give the second dose to people who have received the first dose of AstraZeneca vaccine from 8 to 12 weeks if the vaccinated person agrees. Such vaccinations must be monitored more closely. Representative of Trade Union of Taiwan Vietnam Industrial Transport Company, Biên Hòa City, said that the company had just announced the suspension of two factories in Arctex Long Binh Industrial Park and a factory in Bù Hòa Ward with a total of nearly 14,000 employees to prevent and control the COVID-19 epidemic. The shutdown period will be from July 15 to the end of this week, and then based on station, there will be new announcements. The timesheet and salary will be managed according to each related group and determined as follows. For workers from non-quarantine areas will be given annual leave from the remaining years of 2021. If the year is over, employees will receive a regional minimum wage of 170,000 dong per day. Workers from quarantine areas will be entitled to quarantine under local authorities and receive 75% of basic salary and salary benefits. Based on the production station and job needs, some employees will be mobilized to the company to work. Employees will be entitled to the whole salary. The company will support accommodation and dining payments. In the face of increasingly complicated developments of a COVID-19 epidemic, on July 15, the interdisciplinary inspection team of 814 Trang Bom District cooperated with communes and towns to inspect production and service establishments in the district. At inspection places such as along all residential roads, markets in the area, Bờ Hồ Market, Chợ Mới Thao, Trà Cổ Market, food and beverage business premises, services, the functional forces have taken action to remind people to implement the distancing in accordance with Directive 16 of the government, requesting non-essential business establishments to stop operating and people staying at home, only go out in case of necessity such as buying food, medicines, emergency. At the same time, strictly handle violations. President Joe Biden said the U.S. is willing to send vaccines to Cuba to fight the COVID-19 epidemic, but at the same time insisted that it would not loosen remittances to Cuba. Rooster quoted Mr. Biden saying, "I'm willing to give a significant amount of vaccines. I believe an international organization will distribute these vaccines and do it in a way that people can accept it." On the issue of remittances, Mr. Biden said Washington would not loosen restrictions on this cash flow. Remittances to Cuba are believed to be around $2 to $3 billion a year, which is Cuba's third largest source of foreign currency revenue after the service and tourism industry. On July 13, Secretary of State Bruno Rodriguez said Cuba was going through a difficult time due to pandemic and the U.S. embargo and accused the U.S. of inciting violence in the country. That's all for today. Thanks for watching and goodbye.